Welcome, friends. Good evening, and welcome to this discussion on the essence of the self-realization. The wisdom of Paramahansa Yogananda, recorded and compiled by his disciple Swami Kriyananda. So, Swamiji compiled everything that Master was saying when Swamiji was present there, and Swamiji categorized them into chapter by chapter. He had many notebooks. Swami Kriyananda had many notebooks, and maybe it was, I think, 15 years back. Swamiji took all his notebooks out, and then he started to look into the notebooks and see how he can present these teachings in a book form. So Swamiji categorized all the different things that Master had said in different topics. So this topic is today, which is chapter 13, and the topic is very nice: the highway to the infinite. And this chapter is summarizing the spiritual path and what we need to do on the spiritual path. I'll read a few lines from this chapter. There are 5 sayings and about 3 pages, but we won't read all of them. But I'd like to read important things which I felt from this chapter. And I'll suggest that also that you should read this chapter tonight. The beginning of the chapter is with number 1 from the Master. What is the best religion? Queried a truth seeker. Self-realization, Yogananda replied. Self-realization is in fact the only religion, for it is the true purpose of religion, no matter how people define their beliefs. A person may be Christian or Jewish or Buddhist or Hindu or Muslim or Zoroastrian. He may proclaim that Jesus Christ is the only way, or Buddha or Muhammad, as indeed millions of believers do. He may insist that this ritual or that place of worship bestows salvation. But it all comes down to what he is in himself. So Master defines that what is the true religion, and we know all that in every religion it is emphasized that the purpose of the human life is self-realization, is to find God. Every religion has said the same thing, and Master said that self-realization is the religion, self-realization is the goal. And he says so many different things here that in fact, when we're talking about the religion, there's a lovely story, a lovely thing from the Ramakrishna's and Vivekananda's life. Vivekananda said a very interesting line. He said that it's a blessing to be born in a religion, but it's a curse to die in one. It's a lovely saying. It's a very intriguing saying also, an intimidating saying also, that but what does it mean by it's a blessing to be born in a religion, but it's a curse to die in one? It's because that religion gives us a way, it gives us a path to move towards the God. But God is only that religion. God is all, and God is everything. So when we become one with God, when we self-realize, we are not bound by any religion. Master, we'll see later in this chapter how Christ and Master defines that what is the true religion? Who is my brother? Who is my sister? That Christ said that who loves God, he is my true brother, my true sister, my true mother. So religion can define different things, but ultimately the great Master defined that who loves God, who are the children of God. From that relationship they define everything. And that way we can see that religion can divide the nations, divide the whole world, but spirituality, the love for God, can unite everyone. And here Master says again, self-realization is the eternal message of the religion. Whatever your beliefs and practices, the essential purpose of religion is to help you to fulfill your highest potential as a child of God. That by whatever religion we are following, we must at the end realize that we are the children of God. As we are talking about Vivekananda, his Guru Ramakrishna, also there is a lovely story from his life, that Ramakrishna in his early life, he started to practice different religion. He would become a Muslim, and he would start doing the namaz 5 times a day as it was prescribed in that religion, and then he will perfect it, and then he will go to other religions. Sometimes he'll become Hanuman, and he will start wearing a tail, even putting a tail in his backside, and he start jumping like Hanuman. He start walking like Hanuman, like a monkey, and he would perfect that quality of as a servant to God. And he practiced all of the different religions, all of the different bhav to God, and he perfected them, and he showed that these are all the same thing in very short span of time. This was Ramakrishna's one of the spiritual practices that he did with all the religious practices, and he perfected them, and he showed that they are all same. They all take the same goal. Master said that, Yoganandaji said that he came for two reasons. When he came to this world, he came for two reasons. One, he said that I came to interpret the scriptures, and I wanted to show that essential unity of all the scriptures are same. There is no difference between any scripture. There is no difference between the saying of one master and other master. And so Yoganandaji compared the teachings of Christ and Krishna. He wrote the commentaries on Bible. He wrote the commentaries of Bhagavad Gita, two major religion in the world, and he compared them also and showed that the two major religion in the world, Christianity and Hinduism, they are all the same. The great master Krishna and Christ, they said the same thing. And the second thing, which will come to later, master said that I came to teach Kriya Yoga. Very interestingly, that when master came to this world, before master came, Christ appeared to Babaji, and he asked that, my disciples, my people in the West, they are doing very good. They are doing good work, but they have forgotten how to commune with God. Master said that churches have become a social club where people meet, but they have forgotten how to commune with God. And here's another thing that Master Yoganandaji is saying. For religion, when we talk about religion, we think that things will be given to us. We'll do this and that. Many things will happen automatically. Many things will be done for us. Many rituals will be done for us. Many pujas will be done for us, and we'll get the benefit of it. But Master emphasized that we must do our own effort. So here he says 1,000 Christs would not be able to give you God if you did not first make love to Him yourself. That we all must individually love God. That we all must make our own effort. No religion, no rituals, nothing can give us, but we have to make our own effort. Just reading the book, just going to the satsang, just going to the services, just doing the good work even will not take us there. But aim of all these things, we must make sure that our love for God is growing deeper and deeper and deeper. Master said that even going to the Guru, even visiting to the Guru will not help you unless you practice his teachings, unless you live his teachings. So this is very important, that we must make our own effort. Master said that in many religions, we just go to the temple and we believe that we got a good karma of going to the temple, and we don't really make the effort. And here's the thing between the difference between the religion and the spirituality. And so here is another line that Master is saying. Your religion is not the garb you wear outwardly, but the garment of light you weave around your heart. So he's focusing on the heart, but not on the outward beliefs and systems and everything. By outward garb, I don't mean your physical raiment only, but rather the thoughts and beliefs in which you endorse yourself. They are not you. Discover who you are behind these outer tappings, and you will discover who Jesus was, and Buddha and Krishna. For the masters come to the earth for the purpose of holding up to every man a reflection of his deeper eternal self. That all the great masters come to teach only one thing, that who are we really? Who are we deep inside ourselves, and what is the purpose of the life? So here the Master is saying that don't, as I was saying there about Vivekananda, that it's a blessing to be born in a religion, but don't die with the beliefs of any religion, but go beyond it, become one with God, achieve that goal of any religion of self-realization. That's what Master said. Self-realization is the only religion. Now, I will go to the next point, which is point number 2. Master is saying here, and as I said, that Master said he came for two purposes. He said that he came for two purposes. One, for the interpretation of scripture, and the second is to teach Kriya Yoga, so that people can commune with God, so that people can realize God, people can become self-realized, people can achieve moksha in this lifetime. This is what Master was teaching. So now we'll be focusing on the second goal that Master has taught, and we must practice all that. So here Master is saying, he says, my Guru Shri Yukteswar liked a chant that I have translated 2 lines from which go, Pranayam be thy religion, Pranayam will give thee salvation. That Master said that in future Pranayam will become religion, Pranayam will become the salvation. Through the Pranayam we will achieve salvation. Now this he describes in this whole stanzas that the spiritual path is not just a dogma, it's a whole science, that energy has come down from our brain and down and out, and the purpose of the spirituality to bring that, withdraw that flow of the energy from outward to inward and upward and concentrate here. You know, the topic of this chapter is the highway to the infinite. That road, there's a road to the infinite. Infinite means God. There's a road to the infinite. And Master said very jokingly, he said that the path to God, the path to self-realization is only 1.5 feet long. That meaning that the length of our spine, that is the only spiritual path. And it's a very short path, but at the same time it's very long also. It can take incarnation some time to travel that long path, that short path. So the only path we are traveling is our spine, and that spine can take us a long time to go. It's only 1.5 feet long from the base of the spine to the medulla here or to the spiritual eye. It's only 1.5 feet long, but it's a difficult one. And Master said that it's, as we were talking, that we have to raise our energy, we have to bring our energy, withdraw our energy up to the spiritual eye. You know that there is a Master said also that there's a macrocosm and there is a microcosm, and that macrocosm is the reflection of this microcosm. So we say that in spirituality, in yogic science, the sun is here, the sun is not there. That's only a reflection of this sun. It's not the other way around, that this sun is a reflection of that sun, but that sun is a reflection of this sun. And this is a true sun. And when we become self-realized, this sun illuminates. This sun becomes illumined, and this is the real self. This is the self-realization. So what we are doing on the spiritual path, essentially, we are bringing the energy which is going down and out, bringing up to the spiritual eye, to the sun here, and lighten it up to make it enlightened. And this is the whole crux of the spiritual path. So I'd like to read another couple of lines from this stanza which Master is saying. He says, the spine is the highway to the infinite. Your own body is a temple of God. It is within yourself that God must be realized. Whatever places of pilgrimage you visit outwardly, and whatever outward ritual you perform, the ultimate pilgrimage must be within. And the ultimate religious rite must be offering of your life force on the altar of inner God communion. Master said that spine and the brain is the real altar where we can worship God. How we can worship God? When we can withdraw our energy, and lift it up, withdraw in the spine, lighten all the lamps there, bring the energy up to the spiritual eye, then we can really worship God. Everything we are doing outside is just the symbolic of what we are doing inside. The arti we do, the real arti is moving your life force around the chakras, lighting them up and moving around the spine, bringing you up to the spiritual eye. That is the real arti. As we move the hands in the arti, as you've seen, that arti is symbolizing the real arti of moving your life energy and merging up, offering up to the God at the spiritual eye. So this is the purpose of the whole of any religion of self-realization. The Master says here also, he continues, he says, one visitor is asking, does your teaching help people to be at peace with themselves? Master replied, yes, but that's the least that we teach. Our chief aim is to help people to be at peace with the Creator, to attain the perfection of peace and infinite consciousness. That's what spirituality is teaching us, to how we can be peaceful and happy all the time. And this is the true spirituality. The true spirituality teaches that how we can know that we are Satchidananda, that ever new joy in ourselves. Master tells another story of a man who was on the spiritual path, who was on a path of devotion, and 20 years he practiced this path of devotion, but he did not achieve that final goal, which is self-realization. And when Master met him, he saw that this man was very much ready to express God consciousness in himself, to achieve this final goal. And Master persuaded him that you must take Kriya Yoga and this will help you. But this man was very loyal to his path and he resisted for some time. But finally, when Master persuaded him, he relented, and then he took Kriya Yoga initiation. And within 1 week, Master said that he achieved the goal of his practices, self-realization. He experienced God consciousness in himself. And Master said that he was trying with his practices, that he was like in a room and he was trying to, in a dark room, and was trying to find the door to go out, but he was not able to find the door. Kriya Yoga showed him that door, how to find that door, how to get out of this room of ego and then go out and merge into the infinite. So Master said that Kriya Yoga is the true path, is to take us to take anyone to God consciousness. Here Master writes the lines. He says, Kriya Yoga takes you onto the universal highway where all bypaths of spiritual practices meet. It's the direct way to take us to the infinite. And lastly, I have a minute about to finish this. This is a very encouraging line from Master I found. I always think about this also. And one of the finest line, Master's greatest promise to anyone practicing Kriya Yoga, he says, I can take a few young men of most restless sort and let them practice Kriya for 2 hours every day in the way I tell them. And without question, in 4 or 5 years, I can make saints out of them. I won't preach a single sermon to them. I will simply tell them to practice Kriya for 2 hours a day, and they will see the difference in their lives. That is a good challenge. Of course, they must practice in the way that I tell them. That won't be easy, but it is surely worth the effort. Master says that I won't teach them a single sermon. All the knowledge we have within ourselves, if we practice Kriya, Master said that it can give us everything. And if 2 hours, although it's a long time, it's not easy. I've been practicing Kriya also for about 13 years, more than 13 years. And practicing 2 hours every day, it's not so easy. And with the full concentration, with the full focus. And Master said that that is a very good challenge to take. So if anyone who want to take this challenge, who have been practicing for some time, it takes time to get used to Kriya. It's not that easy. But as Master said, it's worth taking this challenge. It's surely worth the effort. So try it. Practice more Kriya. Master said that practice Kriya day and night. That is the greatest key of salvation. Thank you for joining us this evening. God bless you.